Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, nice to see you. My name is Lauren, thanks for coming. I didn't really know what to film today, so I just looked through my list of YouTube video ideas and I chose one. And it is very fitting, considering I am wearing a red shirt. I am going to tell you my period story. All girls out there know what it's like. It ain't fun. It's, you know, it's not fun, but it's something we all have to go through. So, pretty much. I started my period the very first time when I must have been 13. So it was the summer before I started 8th grade, and I was out on the lake with my family, and we were just like driving around on the boat, and then we decided to stop for lunch, and I started my period. So that was fun. I mean, yes, the cramps weren't fun and all that stuff, but it's part of periods. And also, the reason I was like, I'll do this video today is because I'm going to be starting my period sometime soon, so I'm having cramps as we speak right now. My back is in pain. Other than that, I kind of had pretty normal periods and whatever. My very first one lasted like quite a long time. I think it was like 2 weeks or something, because it was just like really slow and it was my very first one, and I was like, what the heck is going on? But I was fine. I pretty much had normal periods after that. My periods were pretty long and heavy. They would last like about a week. It wasn't till maybe it was in 8th grade. Or it was the summer after 8th grade, I started having these weird pains that I hadn't experienced before. I was like really worried about it because I know that's where your appendix is, so I was like, oh my god, I have appendicitis. But nope, that's not the thing. And so I just thought, I did a lot of research and I couldn't find anything, and I didn't really think much of it, and so I just kind of like put it aside and whatever, and then I tried to do like a whole body detox because maybe it was, I thought, oh, maybe it's like my liver or something. I don't know. I was 14. I didn't know what I was doing. It was like halfway through my junior year, I was having the pains again, but it was like really bad, and I like couldn't tolerate it. It was so bad, and whenever I get those pains, they're pretty much like period cramps, but it's like when I'm not on my period. It's kind of like PMS, or sometimes even in the middle of the month or before that, so it might be like a week or two before I actually have my period that I would have that pain, and it would always be on the right side, like where I showed you guys, right above my hip bone, and I didn't know what it was. And so because the pain was so bad, I went to the doctor, and it was just like a generic like general practitioner or whatever, and they like had no idea what it was. They were like, well, do you think it could be appendicitis? I was like, well, I've had this for like 4 years, so I'm pretty sure if it were appendicitis, it would have like erupted or whatever by now. I don't know. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not. But anyways, I had done more research at that point, and I was kind of thinking that it was something to do with my period because it was always around that time, and so I was like, I'm pretty sure it might be this, and they're like, well, we don't know. So I can't even remember what they did. I think they just like told me, they just told me like, just take pain medicine and like see what happens and whatever. So then I went to my mom's gynecologist, and at that point I had done more research, and I was thinking that it was this thing called Mittelschmerz. If you have never heard of Mittelschmerz, it is pretty much when women are ovulating and they have pain from ovulating because the egg is like traveling through the fallopian tube or whatever, and it just like is painful. And so I was like pretty positive it was that, so they gave me an ultrasound, and I think at that point I had either like just started my period or finished my period or something, so they couldn't tell because like they couldn't, you know, see the egg or whatever. But pretty much they said that it was that, and that they had no other like suspicions of like, oh, but it could be this or whatever. So I got put on birth control because of that, and I have been on birth control ever since. And let me tell you, finding the right birth control has been awful, like literally awful. The reason I am taking birth control is because birth control like doesn't let you ovulate or something, I don't know. And so that was kind of the goal I had, because I didn't want to ovulate because that would cause pain. And so it took us, I'm probably on my 4th or 5th different birth control right now, I don't even know. And I think the one that I'm on right now has probably worked the best, because the weird thing is my periods before I started birth control were really regular. They were just really, really heavy, and they would last a long time. They still last about the same time. They're not as heavy, and I still have cramps. They're just not as bad. But the thing is, when I first started birth control, my period was more regular than it had ever been. And it was weird, because like I could predict my period down to the day when I was off birth control. I pretty much just diagnosed myself because the doctors had like no idea like what it was. And so if you are experiencing anything similar to what I'm going through, don't give up. You know, they're gonna find a way. I am still trying to figure this out. I might go off birth control, see if I can handle it and whatever, but the pain had gotten so bad that I just couldn't handle it anymore. So, and the thing is that like the birth control that I'll be on will work for a little while, and then it'll just like, I mean, it'll still work, but the pain will come back. Like currently this month, I've had the pain. I'm literally having pain right now in my lower right abdomen. This is just something I've had to deal with. Not many people know what middle schmerz is. I had no idea what it was until I did research about it, and I like saw a video about it, and I was like, hey, that's what I have, you know? So it's definitely not fun, but that's kind of my period story, my birth control, middle schmerz story. There's not really much to it, but I mean, like, it's not like mind-blowing, like this happened and I was like in the hospital and I thought I was gonna die, and you know, or anything like that. But periods are not a fun thing, and a lot of times they come with stuff like this that our bodies just love to surprise us. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more if you haven't already, and until next time, bye!